Hello students, peace be with you all. I, Mrs. Smita Deshmukh, teacher of Holy Cross Convent English High School, Amravati, with the help and guidance of Easy Test app, we are going to discuss today the next topic of circle, that is inscribed angles and intercepted arc, cyclic quadrilateral, and some problems related with it. So let's begin. Inscribed angle. Now when you see the figure, what do you see? A circle with a center C and an angle is drawn, of which one of the vertex lies on the circle, and the arms intersect the circle at point A and B. So we call this angle as inscribed angle, but in which arc? So the angle ADB is inscribed in arc ADB. Okay, angle ABCD is angle ADB is inscribed in arc ADB. Okay, this is what is called as inscribed angle. People generally get confused with inscribed angle and inscribed arc and intercepted arc. So better clear the points. Okay. Now next we are going to talk about intercepted arc. Now what is this intercepted arc? Now you are seeing all the 6 figures over here. Okay. Observe the figures. What you see? In the first one, an angle is drawn which is intercepting arc AC. The other one, angle is drawn in which one of the arm of an angle is intersecting and one is just touching and passing. Okay, so the arc intercepted by it, we will call it as BC. Okay, in the next figure, what do you see? Angle ABC is drawn, of which both the arms intersect the circle at point A and C. So here angle ABC intercept arc AC, right? So in all the first 3 figures, only one arc is intercepted, right? Only one arc is intercepted. Now come to the next 3 figures. Next 3 figures, what you see? This angle ACB, one of the vertices lying outside the circle. So it is intercepting arc at point AC, circle at point AC. So arc intercepted by it is arc AC and one of the arc over here. Okay. The next one, this is also intercepting the arc, 2 arcs. One is this one and the other one is forming at the other point, okay, where the angle is intersecting. Now in this figure you will see that BC is touching the circle and BA is intersecting the circle. Okay. Next figure, what you see is angle ABC is just touching the circle at point A and C, and still the 2 arcs have been intercepted. Okay, the 2 arcs which have been intercepted are this one AC, first AC and the next AC. Okay, one is bigger one and the other one is smaller one. So from this, what do we conclude? We conclude that the arms of the angles either should intersect the circle or should touch the circle, so that we may get an intercepted arc. Okay, wherever the arms are intersecting or touching the circle, that arc is known as intercepted arc. In this one, ABC is where arm AB and AC are intersecting the circle at point A and C. So AC is an intercepted arc. Okay. Same way in the other figures. Now there is difference between inscribed arc and intercepted arc. Okay. Now here AC is intercepted arc and ABC is inscribed arc, in which the angle is inscribed. Okay. Now if one of the arm of an angle is touching the circle or intersecting the circle, and the other one is not having any contact with the circle, then that particular figure does not give us the concept of intercepted arc. Okay, the condition is the arms of the angle should either intersect the circle or touch the circle, right? Now we come to the next part, that is theorem of inscribed angle. Very good theorem, very nice theorem. You will enjoy learning the theorem. Okay. Now the statement of the theorem is the measure of an inscribed angle is half of the measure of intercepted arc. Okay. Given part. Now what is given to us? Circle with center O is given to us. Fine. And BAC is inscribed angle in arc BAC. Okay. And intercepted by arc BDC. This is BDC. The arc opposite to it, just remember that, is intercepted arc. Okay. Now what we have to prove? We have to prove that angle BAC is half measure arc BDC. Okay. Now here we have to do certain construction. We have to draw radius OC. Okay. After drawing radius OC, we get a triangle over there. That triangle is triangle AOC. Okay. Now AOC is equal to OA, radii of same circle. Fine. So here the base angles of that particular triangle, this particular triangle, will be equal. Fine. As base angles are equal, we will name it as X. What will name it as? X. So angle OAC and angle OCA is equal to X. Fine. Now sum of them will be equal to 2x, right? But concentrate on this part now. Angle EOC is exterior angle of triangle AOC, right? As it is exterior angle, so it will be equal to the sum of the remote interior angles. Okay, so EOC is equal to angle OAC plus angle OCA. Okay, exterior angle theorem. We have supposed that it is equal to X. So it is X plus X equal to 2x, right? So what is the measure of angle EOC? It is equal to 2x. It is the central angle. Okay, so what will be the measure of arc EC? Measure of arc EC will be equal to 2x. Okay. Now what will be x then? Measure of angle X will be equal to half of measure arc EC. Right. Now on the same line, we have to draw OB. What we have to draw? OB. And we have to come to the conclusion that measure angle BAE is equal to half measure arc BE. Okay. Then equation number 3 and whatever equation we are getting over here, this one, that we have to add. When we add that, what do we get? Left hand side will be added to left hand side, right hand side will be added to right hand side. Okay. So the equation that we get is angle EAB plus angle EAC is equal to half measure arc EC plus half measure arc BE. Right? Now half we will take out common. What do this this angle gives us? Angle BAE plus angle EAC gives us angle BAE. Okay, BAC, sorry. So angle BAC will be equal to half common in bracket measure arc BE plus measure arc EC. What is measure arc BE plus EC? That is measure arc BDC. Fine. So angle BAC is equal to half measure arc BDC. We are with our proof. Clear? Next. Now here what is given to us? Given part is angle BAC. Angle BAC is equal to angle BAE minus angle CAE. Okay. Now measure angle BAE will be equal to half measure arc BCE. And measure angle CAE will be equal to half measure arc CE. Okay, so I'll substitute that. In place of angle, I'll put the arcs over there. Okay, so it will be measure arc BC, half measure arc BCE minus half measure arc CE. Subtracted. Abhi, from bigger one, if I subtract the smaller one, I'll get this part, right? So it will be equal to measure angle BAC will be equal to half measure arc BC. So from here we come to the conclusion. The conclusion is the measure of an angle subtended by an arc at a point on the circle is half of the measure of the angle subtended by the arc at the center. Next part is angle inscribed in the same arc are congruent. Angle inscribed in the same arc are congruent. Now, angle inscribed. Which are the inscribed angles over here? Angle PQR is inscribed and angle PSR is inscribed in arc PQR or arc PSR, right? What we have to prove over here? We have to prove that angle PQR is equal to angle PSR, right? Now here both the angles. Now which of the arc is intercepted by angle PQR? The arc which is intercepted by angle PQR is arc PTR. Okay. And which is the arc intercepted by angle PSR? That is arc measure arc PTR. Right. Both are intercepting the same arc. Okay. Now in this activity, it is an activity, right? Here you have to write what is given, what we have to prove, and 2-3 questions you have to answer that we have answered, right? Now we are going to write the proof of it. What is the relation between an inscribed angle and intercepted arc? That we have to write. So angle PQR will be what? It will be half of measure arc PTR, and angle PSR will be equal to half of measure arc PTR. Now observe equation number 1 and equation number 2. Both are by inscribed angle theorem only. Okay. Now in both the equations what we see is right hand side is equal. As right hand side is equal, left hand side will be ultimately equal. So from this we come to the conclusion that angle PQR is equal to angle PSR. That is, angle inscribed in the same arc are congruent. Next, angle inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle. Okay. Here we have to write given to prove and we have to write the proof of it. Now given part, angle inscribed in the semicircle. Now here a circle is given with center M and the diameter is given to us as the semicircle is there, right? So AC is the diameter. Okay. And ABC is inscribed angle in arc ABC and intercepted by arc AXC. Okay. To prove, what we have to prove? Angle inscribed in a semicircle is right angle, means angle ABC is right angle. This we have to prove. Okay. Now here, the proving part starts now. As it is the diameter, so the measure of semicircle will be 180 degree. Okay. So, measure of arc AXC is equal to 180 degree. Now, according to the inscribed angle theorem, angle ABC will be half of measure arc AXC, right? So here, half of 180 will give me 90. So measure angle ABC is equal to 90 degree. So we have proof that angle inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle. Next, we come to the cyclic quadrilateral. Now, what is cyclic quadrilateral? Quadrilateral, we all know the figure with the four sides, right? With the four vertices. Now, if all the four vertices of a quadrilateral lies on the circle, on the same circle, then the quadrilateral is known as cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. Now we are with the proof or the theorem. Now what is the theorem of cyclic quadrilateral? The theorem of cyclic quadrilateral is that opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Now very first thing we should know what the things are given to us. Opposite angles, cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. So ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Now opposite angles. Angles are always in pair. Okay. So angle A and angle C is opposite angle. Angle D and angle B are opposite angle. Okay. So the statement says us that they are supplementary. Supplementary means the sum of the two angles, the measures of the two angles is equal to 180 degree. Right. So angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Angle D plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Okay. We start with the proof now. Now in the proof, we have learnt about inscribed angle theorem, intercepted arc, inscribed angle. So on same line we have to move on. Okay. So arc ABC is intercepted by inscribed angle ADC. So by inscribed angle theorem, measure of angle ADC will be equal to half measure arc ABC. Okay. Similarly, angle ABC is an inscribed angle. It intercepts arc ADC. So by inscribed angle theorem, angle ABC will be equal to half measure arc ADC. Now we have with the two equations. First is angle ADC is equal to half measure arc ABC and angle ABC is equal to half measure arc ADC. What we are going to do with these two equations? We are going to add them. Now when I add equation 1 and 2, the left hand side will be added to left hand side, right hand side will be added to right hand side. Okay. So angle ABC plus angle ADC equal to half measure arc ABC plus half measure arc ADC. Half is common, that I will take out. So it will be half in bracket measure arc ABC plus measure arc ADC. Now what is ABC and ADC giving me? The whole circle, and the measure of whole circle is 360 degree. So here measure angle ADC plus measure angle ABC is equal to half of 360, half into 360. Okay. So half into 360 gives me 180. So measure angle ABC plus measure angle ADC is equal to 180 degree. Right. Similarly, I can prove that angle BAC plus angle DCB is equal to 180 degree. Hence, we have proved that opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Corollary of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. An exterior angle of an cyclic quadrilateral is congruent to the angle opposite to its adjacent interior angle. Now, what do the statement says us? Let us first understand through the help of the figure. Now, exterior angle of cyclic quadrilateral. What is given to us? A quadrilateral is given. Quadrilateral DABC is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. And DCE is exterior angle to the given quadrilateral. Okay. Now here what we have to prove? We have to prove that this exterior angle is equal to the angle opposite to its adjacent interior angle. Now adjacent interior angle is this one, angle DCB. Opposite of that is angle BAD. Okay, so this angle BAD is equal to angle DCE. This we have to prove. Okay, now the given part. Very first thing, the properties that we know about the cyclic quadrilateral is that opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Okay, so here angle BAD plus angle DCB is equal to 180 degree. This is equation number 2 over here. Then second property that we can use over here is a straight line and one of the vertical line is drawn on it. So the angles of forming over here is linear pair. So sum of the angles in linear pair is equal to 180 degree. So angle DCB plus angle DCE is equal to 180 degree angles in linear pair. So in this way we are getting two equations. First is linear pair equation, that is equation number 1, and the second one is cyclic quadrilateral based on cyclic quadrilateral theorem, that is equation number 2. Now observe both the equations. See the right hand side of both the equations. Right hand side of both the equation is 180 degree, means they are equal, means ultimately the left hand side will be equal. So this will be equal to the left hand side of equation number 2. So angle DCE plus angle DCB is equal to angle BAD plus angle BCD. Now when we equalize this, what do we observe? We observe that angle BCD and is on left hand side and angle BCD is on right hand side also. Okay, common angles, they get cancelled. So what do we get? We get angle DCE is equal to angle BAD. Okay, so this is what we have to prove. Next is converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. Now converse means what is given to us? The given part is opposite angles are supplementary, that is given to us, and we have to prove that whatever the quadrilateral is given is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, so here the statement is in a pair of if a pair of opposite angles of quadrilateral is supplementary, the quadrilateral is cyclic. This we have to prove. So here given part is angle DAB plus angle BCD is equal to 180 degree, and we have to prove that angle quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic. Proof. Now we all know the property of the circle. We have learned circle passing through 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Yes, from 3 points how many circle can pass? Only one circle. Okay, so one and only one circle can pass through 3 non-collinear points. Okay, so we will suppose that the fourth point lies outside the circle, is exterior of the circle. So this fourth point, you see figure number 2 over here, C is lying outside the circle, right? C C is lying outside the circle. So from here we will take one point E such that we get one of the quadrilateral over there, that is quadrilateral ABED. Okay, so quadrilateral ABDE, angle A plus angle DEB will be equal to 180 degree. Theorem of cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, and the next part of it, what is given to us? Given part is angle DAB plus angle DCB is equal, or BCD is equal to 180 degree. This is given to us, right? From this we come to the conclusion that angle DEB is equal to angle DCB. Okay, so this is my equation number 3. Fine, but angle DEB is exterior angle of triangle BEC or BCE, right? Exterior angle it is, so it will be greater than the remote interior angle, right? Exterior angle theorem we all have done. So angle BED is greater than angle BCE. Okay, this is contradicting our equation number 3. Okay, so whatever we have assumed is wrong, right? C cannot be the exterior point. Okay, C cannot lie in the exterior of the circle. Similarly, we can prove that C cannot lie in the interior of the circle on the same line, right? So from this, what do we conclude? We come to the conclusion that C lies on the circle. From this, we come to a conclusion that point ABCD lies on the same circle, and thus quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic. So here we end up with the session. Thank you. Please mention your comments or queries in the comment box. Thank you.